Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Piper Report. Look at this. Trump orders bump stock ban, but indicates no stronger action on gun control. Come on. Come on. You can't do that. You cannot always make it impossible for Donald Trump to try to cross party lines, to try to actually do something that the other side agrees with. It's never enough. I mean, just the title alone, Trump orders bump stock ban, which is actually quite huge considering Trump is and was endorsed by the NRA. And the NRA does support the bump stocks. Initially, after the Vegas shooting, they said that they wouldn't mind it being banned. And then they changed their mind on that. So Trump doing this is basically directly defying what the NRA is advocating for. And when he does this, his response to this, or rather the response people are giving him, but no stronger action on gun control. Only this. Like, this isn't big enough. And I don't know if I should actually, there's so much stuff to talk about in this that I don't know if I should really just try to make it into an edited video to go over certain topics. But, like, for instance, this tweet. Photo of Parkland students watching as the Florida House rejected another attempt at banning assault rifles. Assault rifles are already banned. They have been banned since like the 1930s. It is illegal to have a fully automatic weapon. An assault rifle is a fully automatic weapon used in military warfare. AR-15 stands for Armalite rifle. The AR and AR-15 isn't assault rifle 15. It's Armalite rifle. Yes, believe that or not. Now, you could make the argument that, well, they do look like they'd be used in military warfare. And yes, they do. That's part of the design. That is what collectors like. That is what people like. I understand that. But if you're going to make these claims, you have to base them in fact. You can't just... You can't just say these things or tweet these things and not do any research in it. What's more, and maybe I'll put the video in the description, I highly recommend watching a Ben Shapiro video he did discussing the shooting. Like, a lot of these students, they're just so ignorant on everything that's happening in the world today. Like, they're calling for basically a nationwide march to protect their lives. And like, one student was saying that Trump has control of the House. Trump has control of the Senate. He has control of Congress. He's not doing anything. No, he doesn't. The executive branch does not have control. It does not supersede the legislative branch. It does not supersede Congress at all. The judicial branch, the executive branch, and the congressional branch. The legislative branch. Those are the three branches of government. And the point of them is to basically kind of rule over each other to make sure that none of them get too out of hand. We've been seeing the judicial branch basically employing activist judges trying to usurp all the authority in the executive branch. This is primarily telling in terms of immigration. The Trump travel ban, which is completely under the president's purview. It is completely under his purview to protect American citizens with regards to national security. They are saying it's unconstitutional by using past rhetoric of what Trump said, and not only Trump, which that's still no argument because they're supposed to base their rulings on fact and precedent, but also what Trump associates said, like Rudy Giuliani. How can you base Trump's executive order? How can you make a ruling on that based on some comments that Rudy Giuliani made regarding what he thinks it is? Someone's personal opinion of something doesn't mean that that is what it actually is. You have to base on what is written. You have to base it on law. You have to read what is in the law and determine whether it violates the Constitution. But there are so many activist judges that they don't do that. They see Trump, they've seen action Trump has done, and right away they think it's unconstitutional. I don't even think they even think it's unconstitutional. I just think they're doing it on purpose because they hate the man, just like a lot of people on the left do. Sorry for the deep inhales. I have another yawning spell. I get yawning spells a lot at the end of my work shift, so I don't know if it's me being tired or what, but I got a lot of yawning spells, so sometimes I have to do big inhales. So yeah, just go with it. But anyways, what I was saying now, a lot of these students, they're so ignorant, and like one of the things they're basically calling for. First off, they're wrong too. They think AR means assault rifle and all this, all this stuff like that. But they're under this impression that if you support the Second Amendment, you don't care about their lives. That's what they're pushing. Like, you don't care about our lives. Yes, people do care. We do care. Pro-gun people do care. But it's deeper than that. It is the Constitution. It is your natural rights and liberties. These are rights that you are born with. These are rights that adhere to you as a human being. You have the right to protect yourself. You have the right to protect your family. You have the right to protect yourself from government tyranny. And this term, that common sense gun law, is a misnomer. What exactly is common sense gun law? Can someone tell me what common sense gun law is? Background checks? Yeah, they already do background checks. Not sell guns to felons? Yeah, they already do not sell guns to felons. I mean, a lot of these people that are trying to pass certain types of laws don't understand that these laws already exist. They're just not being enforced. You don't need to create new laws. You need to enforce the ones you already have. And a lot of this you have to blame on our intelligence services. Now, I don't want to put the blame squarely on them because people are evil. There are people that are inherently evil who will do bad things, and they will slip through the cracks no matter what. The FBI basically messed up on this one. They admitted it as well. But I'm currently doing a video right now. It's either going to be a video monologue or an edited video. Either way, it's going to have editing in it. And it's going over the the war on drugs. And in it, what I recommend is that, well, basically all the 7,000 DEA employees we have, we don't need them for a war on drugs. We could merge them into the FBI. We could start cracking down more on domestic terrorism. Domestic terrorism being essentially mass shooters, lunatics like that. Because the FBI, they have a lot of people. But all those... see, I'm kind of getting off topic now. I really don't want to talk about the drug war in here. But all those DEA members, you don't have to fire them if you end the war on drugs. You don't have to fire them. You can transfer them over to other areas. We could set up a new branch specifically designed to look for mass shooters, to take all warning signs seriously, to investigate an issue, try to determine if there is indeed a threat here, and then if there is indeed a threat, you can take preventative actions. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I pity these kids, I feel for these kids, I cannot imagine what it was like being there. I cannot imagine. And people are thinking, who the hell am I to say, what these kids should think and feel? And they're right in some regards. I don't know what it's like to be in a life and death situation where you are helpless because someone has a gun. Someone has a gun and they could kill you any second. I don't understand that. However, what I do understand is that natural rights and liberties are very important, and you cannot make laws, you cannot legislate based on emotions. You have to look at this from an objective stance. You cannot make wild claims like Trump is doing nothing about gun crime because he owns Congress, he owns the House and the Senate. You cannot make those claims because they're just not true. Trump cannot do what you think he can do. This is pretty radical for Trump to do. This is very radical for Trump to do. And this should garner some support from those who want tighter gun regulations. The question is, will it? Or will it not be enough, as this article says in the title? They don't make this argument in the article. They make it right in the title. Trump orders bump stock ban, but indicates no stronger action on gun control. That's a clever way of saying Trump is doing very, very little to combat these deaths. He's basically doing nothing at all. Only a small little tweak here and there, but nothing significant. You can't This is yellow journalism. Yellow journalism that is rampant all over the country today. And it is why alternative media sites and alternative media news and YouTube people and social media people, just political analysts in general, are becoming so big because of garbage articles like this with garbage titles. People are seeing through this. Again, I feel for those kids. I do. But you cannot make laws based on emotion. You have to be objective. And a lot of these things they're advocating for, they already exist, some of these laws. They don't need, we care about the lives of people. By we, I mean people who have similar stance in terms of guns, like I do. We care about the lives of people. It's not like we are heartless. It's not. There's more to it than that. This is deeper. This is more symbolic. This comes back to your natural right to protect yourself and your family from anything, from any enemy, both foreign and domestic. Rights you are born with if you are born into this country. Natural rights, liberties, Constitution in general. I know it's rough, but you have to be objective. Do not base your opinions on your subjective mentality at the time, because it changes. And I ranted enough, and I'm done.